Hi, welcome to the Destin Business Forum, brought to you by the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Amy Perry, and my guest today is David Pritchard. You are a financial advisor with Trustmark National Bank. Trustmark has recently, I guess fairly recently, brought back its financial services division, department.
In this area.
In this area.
Yeah.
Didn't have it had it, and then didn't have it for a little while. Now it's back. And that's where you come in, right?
Yeah. So they kind of had it. It was, but they had a financial advisor that was working in this area, but she was typically coming from Mobile. So they wanted to have somebody local, somebody that people would, if they have an issue or a question, they can get to quickly.
Yes, I got that. Okay, so tell me what you do as a financial advisor.
So what we do is we provide, comprehensive financial planning and wealth management services. We do professional money management. We, work with stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, and insurance products. Pretty much we work across the board as far as, what's available as far as financial services go. We can work with people in, just a very specified area. Like if somebody just wants to look at a CD, they have a CD coming due and they say, hey, I want a different rate or see if I can get a better rate. We can do that, or we can work in more of a holistic approach where we are, working in a whole lot of different areas and creating a comprehensive financial plan for somebody.
Okay. I'm assuming that if somebody has generated a lot of, wealth, money, that they're going to be familiar with a lot of the things that you're talking about. But sometimes people might get money suddenly, like an inheritance, or maybe, they have an accident and they get money for that and they need to make it last longer or something. Sure. The point is they might not be as familiar with all of these things that you mentioned. Do you provide services for people like that? Do you educate them?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we do too that I feel is kind of an added service that we provide is that we, not only are we working with the, very affluent and high net worth individuals, we work with a lot of people that are coming in and go, you know what, I don't have any retirement, I don't have anything set up, I want to just put $25 a month away or something. So definitely we will work with those people. And one of the other things that we do is that we do try to help people that want to improve upon their financial wellness, meaning, maybe they just want to set up a budget. Maybe they want to, monitor their cash flow to see where their money's coming in and going out. Just things like that. Or somebody wants to set up, maybe talk about debt consolidation. Maybe they're having some credit card debt issues. That's something that we'll also help with.
So
we want to provide.
Look at the whole picture. All right. So when someone is deciding whether they need a financial advisor, and if they said, okay, well, maybe I do, what type of questions should they ask a potential advisor?
The first thing I would ask is one, do you work in a fiduciary capacity?
Okay.
Meaning, if you work in a fiduciary capacity, it means that you have to always put the client's needs ahead of your own. There's certain advisors that are required to work in that capacity at all times. For instance, I'm a certified financial planner. Or a CFP, one of the designations that's out there. It is required that I always work in that, capacity.
I would think that you would, as a consumer, you would always want somebody that works in that capacity.
You would, and it sounds like something that you would think that everybody would work in that capacity, but there are instances of advisors, obviously that are out there that. May look at their own needs ahead of the clients, because, people have to eat and whatever else.
Sure. Okay, so that's one of the questions that you would ask. Are you working in a fiduciary capacity?
Yeah.
What's another good
The next thing is to understand the costs. You know, is it a fee-based situation? Is it a commission-based? Is it both?
Explain that difference.
So fee-based would mean basically you're going to, that's more for typically for managed type of money, meaning you're managing the money or you have a third party, managing the money, and you get a percentage of that every year, basic for your, all of the effort and time and whatever that you put into helping to manage this. Commission is usually just going to be something up front. It's more of a transactional type of situation. If I'm selling somebody an annuity or a bond or something like that, it's usually just kind of a one-time transaction. We take a little bit of a commission type of thing.
Got it. And you, I'm assuming, would go through, if somebody is looking for an advisor, you would say, okay, this is the situation where fee-based would probably be most advantageous to you versus commission.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's the first thing that, usually when I sit down with someone for the first time, that's one of the first thing I always talk to them about is like, this is how I'm compensated. We are always going to look for the way that's going to be most economical for you. Because nothing, is going to hurt returns and performance more than having that drag of too many, too high of costs, fees and whatever else. So we want to always make sure to find, what is going to be the most economical for each client.
Okay, all right. Another question is, since you are part of Trustmark National Bank, then is what you do, is it like FDIC insured or?
Some of the things that I have. Some of the products that I have are FDIC insured. We have CDs and stuff that we sell. I'm a little bit different. Trustmark Bank has CDs that they sell. I have CDs through the security side, which are called brokered CDs. They're still FDIC insured, but I can look at different banks pretty much nationwide.
Got it, okay.
And then we also have market-linked CDs, which I don't want to get into the weeds, but that's another product that's FDIC insured. The rest of our products are not.
Okay.
They're SIPC insured, which is a little bit different, and that's through the SEC.
Okay, all right. But just a question that I would have, like, oh, it's a bank, it must be insured.
Right.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
We have to do a lot of legal wrangling to make sure people understand that we're not FDIC insured.
I can imagine. Okay, those are the questions that I had. Tell me, if somebody is trying to decide between this firm or Trustmark, what's something that would set Trustmark apart besides having you there?
I think the one thing is that, one, we are very, very committed to our clients' financial success. And we are going to do, everything we can to make sure that, they're meeting their financial goals. But one of the other things that I think is really important about Trustmark and why I was kind of drawn there was that it's got a real community bank feel. It's kind of like, when I was growing up, my parents could just basically call the bank and say, hey, I need $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, and they'd say, okay, you got it. There wasn't coming in and signing a stack of paperwork,
Right.
Every time you did it. And community, not that we have that situation there where we can just call and do that, but we still have kind of that community bank feel where, we can customize and kind of tailor how we work here in the panhandle of Florida, as opposed to how the, Trustmark banks in northern Alabama or something might work.
Got it.
So we're able to tailor to each location and also kind of tailor to each customer's needs.
Okay. All right. I am out of time. Thank you. I feel like I've learned a lot. Come back and thank you. I know that Trustmark does a ton of stuff with the Chamber, and I just wanted to say thank you for that too.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you having me.
We'll be back.